5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swaying room as the music starts. Strangers making the most of the dark. Welcome back, everybody, to the Get Geeked Podcast. As I said last week, special episode today. We are doing the review show with good old boy Maddie over here. Boom. Now, we're doing 2 reviews today, and from the request of Matt, we're starting off with Tomorrow Wars.
Well, I figured because, in the morning, you got to get that morning dump out of the way. That's how I feel about this movie. We just got to get that nasty business out of the way so we can talk about something good.
I'm glad I got someone to agree with me, man. It's crazy because fucking both Jason and Jay were all like, it's an enjoyable movie. And then I was just like, what movie did you guys watch?
Bro, the thing with a movie like this, I feel like I've seen it 50 times already. I've seen too often some fucking weird monster comes from outer space, uses this as food, fucking blah, blah, blah. Bro, it was so fucking stupid. If they would have taken it and turned it into a series and went deeper into like the characters, then maybe I could have been like, I kind of care a little.
Yeah.
But it was like there was no character development. It was the whole thing was just like stupid and just like I've seen this over and over. It's fucking retarded. None of it was like, dude, it was so bad. My wife was like, we were sitting there. She's like, I can't even watch this. And I was like, till death do we part, bitch. And she was like, yeah, right. Not through this garbage. She was like, I'm out of here. I was like, fuck. I was so jealous that she got to leave, bro. I was like, I don't know watch this movie.
See, Jason and Jay, you almost broke up a marriage with this damn movie.
Oh, had nothing to do with the 17 years of resentment. But seriously, though, it's just, she was like, bye. Like after the Chris Pratt obligatory, look, hey, I used to be fat, now I'm in shape, take off my shirt scene. You know what I mean? After that, she was like, okay, I'm out of here. She's like, I got what I need. Bye.
It's crazy. I mean, like, I kind of agree with you. If they had changed it into like a series, they could have fleshed out some of the plot holes, the major plot holes, the confusing time traveling tropes that they did, because like a lot of it didn't make sense. And the difference between a good time traveling movie versus a bad one like this one is that the good ones camouflages those tropes and plot holes with good acting and good action and good good storyline, whereas this one, it was just missing all of that. And so you kind of you were blasted in the face with these problems of that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense.
Well, and for me, it wasn't even so much like something not making sense. I just didn't care. I was like, I don't care about anybody in this movie. Anybody who takes a spike to their face right now, I'm like, good, you deserved it. This movie's trash. The one thing I gotta say though is that Yvonne Strahovski, or what the fuck her name is, the gal that played his grown-up daughter. She was in. Remember that show Chuck?
Yeah. Was she in Chuck? Because I was told that she was in the murder show. I forgot.
I think she was in Chuck. She was the main character. She would play some sort of spy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, bro, she's aged like fine wine. She was the best part of the movie, bro. I was like, god damn, she's still, dude. They had to make her look ugly. They were like, we're not gonna put any makeup on her. We're gonna fuck her hair up.
But and man, her
hide the fine, bro.
But the thing is, dude, her acting isn't on the level though, because I don't care about that. I couldn't when they were doing the whole oh, you're my dad, sad moment. I was just like, I don't believe any of this.
I just didn't care. I was like, man. But she's still gorgeous. But yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude. That movie was just.
And here's since we're going through all the problems here, they had 2 very funny comic reliefs that I thought kind of made the movie a little bit palpable for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then they killed him off like in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I'm trying to think which one. Are you talking about the gal?
The gal and the guy.
The chubby guy?
Mary Lynn is the girl, and then Mike Mitchell is the dude, the chubby dude.
I've seen that gal a few times.
She's a good comedian. And I felt like they were bringing up. I mean, they kept alive one of the comedy reliefs, which is the other dude, Sam something, I forget his name.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's in that.
But like they made it like kind of watchable. But then the other part too is like putting Chris Pratt, which is like a pretty good actor. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's a pretty good actor, against all these other peoples who can't act. Like you kind of see it too much. Like it was just like, bro, these people can't act. I mean, and then the only other person that can act on the movie is J.K. Simmons, and he's barely in the freaking movie too.
Yeah, and that whole thing of like, I don't know, dude. I'm like, it was just so. His dad happens to be this fucking like Mr. CI, and then you get to Russia, like oh, let me snap my fingers and we're fucking like deep in enemy. It's just the whole thing. It was just so stupid. You know what happened, dude? Some guy, fucking Skyer or whatever, went to fucking Netflix to pitch this, and they were like, well, we've already got Chris Pratt. And they were like, okay, right, let's just do it. They don't. I think it was just like, we got Chris Pratt, and people are gonna watch it regardless.
Right.
Let's just do it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or not. What is it on Amazon Prime? Right? Amazon Prime. Yeah, it was. I don't know. Who cares? Who fucking even cares where it was at, dude? It just fell off a garbage pile, dude. Fucking just. Ugh.
But and then I don't know, man. Because the other part too is that these aliens are so hard to kill. But hey, let's kill them by just punching punching the mother in the throat.
Well, you want to hear the most retarded thing I've ever heard of special needs or whatever we're saying these days? The dumbest part was they had a poison that would kill all the other monsters except for the queen.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, why not use that in the meantime?
Right. Exactly.
The poison for the queen, but in the meantime, they're just gonna destroy us. I'm like, what? I'm like, take the stuff you've got that you already worked on 99% of the monster things, kill them, and then you've just got a handful of queens to deal with. It was so stupid.
Well, and then if we want to go that far, here's the other part. Okay, why do we have to get your dad to capture the mother alien? You guys, all you need is the mother alien to make your killing poison, your alien poison.
There was no reason to bring him in at all.
Just capture the mother alien, make your poison, and then instead of going back to the past where you don't need to go to when the aliens crash, and then just kill it at the source. Like it doesn't like.
That's what they finally did at the end, but it was like. I don't know, dude. It was just stupid. It was just so fucking dumb. If this movie had been made 30 years ago, right?
Oh yeah, if it came out in the like late 80s, early 90s.
Yes, it would have been groundbreaking, and I'm like, oh my god, this movie's so amazing. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like Independence Day, the first Independence Day was like, wow, when it first came out. It was like mind blowing. The special effects were amazing. Blah blah blah. Blah. Then part 2 came out like 20 years later, and people were like, over it. They're like, we've already seen this movie. You've already had this movie copied 50 times, and now you're trying to come out with a sequel. It's too late. So that's what I feel like this movie just came. It was like 30 years too late, 20 years too late. I don't know. I just like the end of the world scenario movies. I'm just fucking kind of over it. You know, there's been too many. How many times people kill the world with shit aliens?
Or they need to put a twist on it to make it different. They can't just do it. They can't just do it cookie cutter like every other alien invasion and end of the world movie. You need a twist.
I think they thought their twist
was the time travel.
Stopped the soccer game, and they're like, "We're from the future. We're at war," and it was like, okay. Like that was your twist. I was like, that wasn't a twist. That was barely even a bump in the road.
And there goes your first also like doesn't make sense thing. Isn't it? Wasn't that supposed to be the World Cup, right? But then for some weird
No,
reason,
the World Cup, or yeah, it must have been because Americans were watching it. We don't give a fuck about it.
because like if it was the World Cup, why was it only Americans that were like part of this like alien time war?
Oh no, the whole world.
You didn't see,
remember?
but you
They
didn't
got the
see
whole world involved.
You didn't know, but you didn't see any of the rest of the world. That's the thing.
I mean, but they said, I mean, they made sure to let you know that it was a worldwide.
Well, they didn't make it look obvious enough. I don't know, because I was to me the whole time I was like, wait, but there's no, what's up with the other countries?
And I feel like, and I really do, I feel like they tried to shove like, 3 seasons of a miniseries into a movie. Mm-hmm. I think that extrapolated, like if they broke it apart and gave all these different relationships and characters time to develop, I actually thought that could have been a really good series. I thought it would have been a really good series, even though it wouldn't have been like, groundbreaking and blah blah blah. You would have gotten people more invested. But with them, there was just too much like, I don't know. I know people like don't want to hear about, they don't want to see a lot of exposition anymore, but there was like none. There was like no character building. There was no reason for me to care about anybody in that movie.
Yeah, you kind of have to make us care about who's gonna die and who's not gonna die, for a movie to be good or a show to be good. And they didn't do any of that. I mean, I think they were trying to with that whole beginning sequence, but like it still didn't make me care. I was just like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why so much I didn't care with any of the relationships. I was like, whatever. And what I didn't like either? Their explanation of how he died, and she was telling him, "Oh, you left us," and this and that. And I'm like, wait, what is it? So like this like super family guy, super dad turns around and abandons his family. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did they even put that in there? It kind of made you just like, it didn't make me go one way or the other on him. It just kind of made me like go like kind of almost confusing. Like, I don't know what am I supposed to take with this.
Because they didn't even give you like a glimpse of like he might do that. It's like there was like because like they were just like shoving us as, he's the good one. He's the good family guy who's never gonna leave his family. They never
saw this wrinkle that he did leave his family and then he died. And then I guess bringing him back.
I guess the wrinkle was his dad, but that's not good enough.
So many wrinkles in this movie, it looked like a butthole. It's trash.
I'll give them this though. The design of the monsters and the aliens were actually pretty good. Like I liked the way they looked. I liked how they have their tentacles that shoot spikes.
White spikes. I feel like I've kind of seen that before too. Like,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Like almost.
Ding dongs. With the fucking.
Well, because they're pulling from different alien monsters and they just made their own, which is fine with me. I like. I don't really mind it. I think they look pretty cool. I just feel like they were just kind of wasted, like wasted aliens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to. This movie was weird to me, and it was just kind of a weird movie in general. I almost kind of feel like Chris Pratt owed somebody a favor, or they must have just pulled up with a bulldozer and was like, "Look, bro, we went to a bank and we stuffed the front loader of this bulldozer with cash. There might be $100 million. There might be more."
I think what it was that all these people were like bored in pandemic and they were like, I want to do anything. Well, man, sorry guys, technical difficulties. I think we might have gotten it squared away, so we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
If you see all the cuts and stuff, you know what's going on.
Yeah. Or we're just having strokes, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Back to the point, I guess. They told me it was a good movie, so I watched it and I was like, nah. And in my head, I was like, this movie's trash, bro. And then I brought it up to him again after I saw it, and they were surprised that I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, dude, but I think we kind of spent enough time on it though. Tomorrow Wars. I'll give it 3 out of 10.
Yeah, it's just salty goose eggs, bro. If it was a round of Rebirth, it would be a salty goose egg.
All around. Salty goose eggs for everybody.
Straight trash.
The movie, I would say they tried, but I don't even know if they tried, man.
The thing is, though, you can have it fun and all that, but like a Marvel movie, like it's fun, but there's still like, I don't know. It just, this movie didn't have that. I don't know. It was just, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe the whole rest of the world loved that movie, and
there's no way, because dude, I didn't like it either. Like,
maybe we're the idiots.
It was bad. It was just bad.
I'm jaded or something, bro. I don't know.
It didn't make sense, and we just didn't care. Like, you know, like those two things put together, when you don't care about the characters, and if the story doesn't make sense, it's just a formula for a bad movie or show. Doesn't matter what.
It was weird. The whole thing, the whole J.K. Rowling, like the way they used him was weird. The wife was like not in it at all, but I felt like she should have been more of something or other. It's just, I don't know, man. You know what?
Well, the wife was one of the most worst actors I've ever seen.
She's actually a good actress. That Betty.
Not in this movie.
What was that movie called? Where, God damn it, it just came out like a year or two ago. And like basically rich people take these people up and they like have like their own like huge compound and they like hunt them, but like she flips the script on them and God damn it, I wish I could remember what that movie was called. It was good. It was actually really good. She was the lead or whatever. So
I don't know. The Purge? Nah, not The Purge.
No. It was, gosh dang it. It was always, I rented it off of the Xbox. You can rent movies off Xbox.
So it wasn't a big movie then. It was like,
it had like
small.
It had like actors, like famous actors in it, and gosh dang it, I wish I could remember that. I'll remember it like at 3:00 in the morning, and then I can fall back asleep.
Yeah, well, I don't know. She might have been good in that movie that you saw, but in this movie, in Tomorrow Wars, bro, I didn't believe.
But she was barely even in it.
I didn't believe a second of what she was saying or doing. I was just like, even their embrace, their hugs, bro. Like, I don't believe that hug. That's a fake hug.
Fake news. Fake affection.
But I was putting that all out of the way. Speaking of Marvel, speaking of shows, I've been talking about this show for the last 2 episodes because I did reviews on all the episodes leading up to this, the finale episode. We're talking Loki again. We haven't spoke to Matt about it yet. Before we even get into it, your thoughts. I want to hear.
Oh, it was great. I mean, what can you say? Like, what can you? Just, yeah, I mean, going from where we just talked about to right now, like, yeah, 180 degrees, like exactly how things like. I don't know what's going on over there in Marvel Land and Disneyland, like whatever the fuck's like, whoever sold their souls to Satan, like something happened because they're like just. Yeah, there's some like great series. That WandaVision I thought was fantastic. Minus a couple little things that were super kind of annoying. The Falcon thing was cool. Dude, yeah, they're just knocking it out of the park, man.
Now, before we even continue, I'm gonna bring Tom Hiddleston right here in between us, so he can just sit right here, right next to us. I'll do it in post. You don't see it now. There you go, Mr. Hiddleston. But dude, it is, I want to say with Marvel, bro, it is Kevin Feige, because he's like the brain. I mean, I know he has a team, so we got to give it up to him and his team.
And Favreau.
But like they're not doing it just to have like the good show now. They're not doing it to just have the good movie now. these guys are like thinking future stuff, dude, because all
Mhm.
this stuff is to like set up all the
Right.
other stuff that's coming out, and they're
Exactly.
doing it smart, and they're doing it like well and entertaining wise. I mean, because like not to talk, because I kind of trash like WandaVision and you know the.
Oh, you didn't like WandaVision?
Well, here's the thing. Like the first
I
two
really liked it.
shows, WandaVision and then what's the second one? The
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. They
Mhm.
were okay. They were like mid-level okay. Like, you know, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't pulled into it, invested in it. But you come to Loki, man. I just felt like Loki is like above those two shows. Like in I got
Production value, I feel, is like
production
above
value.
and
I
beyond.
gotta give it to Mr. Hiddleston here in the middle between us. Like
Mhm.
and not just him, but like even what's his name? The guy who plays Mobius.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Wilson, Owen
Oh,
Wilson.
yeah. Owen Wilson
Wow.
even brought his like acting chops, and then even the girl who plays Sylvie, um, her acting too. Like all of them
Yeah.
combined, like when they act together, like you know, contrast to Tomorrow Wars where I didn't believe anything. And you're talking like this is like a fucking like fantasy world. I believed everything. You know what I'm saying? Like their
Well,
acting
and
is
they
just
did a great
top notch.
job because it's just on a studio. There's no like you could tell that nothing's done on location. It was all done in studio.
Mm-hmm.
So like the way they made it feel though, like it was like like because you could tell like it's all
Yeah,
in
yeah,
one studio, but they did a good job with it being like that.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just good. They just did it. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know how they can get it together and DC can't fucking figure it out.
It's the big brain, man. You need that one dude
Who
that has the
sees?
master plan, the big
Yeah.
brain. You gotta have the lineup, everything. You gotta have like
Yeah.
see where you want to end, and then you gotta write out the stories to fit it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think Kevin Feige is just like he's just fucking god in this universe, because that's what he does. He sees where he wants to end, and he fits all everything, and he makes it so that it's like individually it's good, but it connects. There's something that
Right.
connects
There's
them
some
all
continuity.
without forcing the connect. You know what I'm saying? Because like when
Right.
DC tries to use it, when DC tries to do it, like it's obvious. Like, oh, that's
Right.
where this movie connects to that. Of course, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think is Loki gonna stay dead in the cinematic universe and they're just gonna kind of let this play out for however many seasons until people get tired of it? Or do you think this is gonna connect to him somehow coming back to the cinematic universe?
Oh, I believe it's gonna connect for him to come back to the
To come back.
cinematic universe,
Okay.
because like I don't know, like because he was good in the big screens, and he plays an important role into this whole thing happening, because like and now we're gonna get into kind of like what happens here in the finale, because the way that they did it, it props him up for the big bad of the rest of the movies coming out, of how the movies are gonna intertwine and everything like that, because Kang the Conqueror, he's like he's gonna be the next big bad for sure, but like it's good enough to where he could be the big bad in almost like every movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just it's genius how they're gonna do it. I don't know, or what I think they're gonna do with it.
Was that character? I don't remember. Was he from the comic books?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was mainly a Fantastic Four villain.
Ah.
But like the way I think they're doing it here, I believe he's gonna be kind of like the big bad behind everything
Right.
in almost all the movies.
Right. The new Thanos
Mm-hmm.
for the
Just
next phase.
yeah, just because like
Yeah.
he's kind of like he he mastered the use of like traveling universes, you know? Because
Yeah,
like
no, it was kind of like the end that last episode. I'm not gonna lie, there was a little bit of kind of me going like, wait a minute, what? Like little confusion, but it didn't like ruin anything. It was just kind of like, wait a minute. I kind of get what you're talking about, but I'd already watched like 2 episodes before that, so maybe I was just like fatiguing out. But no, yeah.
No, this is genius what he's doing. Like they defeat, or they think, or Sylvie thinks that she killed the only Kang.
She
but
fucked shit up when she did that.
Yeah.
He was keeping everything in line.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, look, I'm a dick and I'm doing some dick stuff, but if you kill me, there's gonna be like infinite dicks.
Yeah. that are bigger than me.
Right, I'm a lesser evil. Like the devil, because suppose the devil you don't. And he was like, if you kill me, then like he's like, go for it, because I'm over this shit. But just know that if you do, then shit's gonna go down. And sure enough, as soon as he got back to the TVA, he was like, oh, oops. And there's like the statue and all that stuff.
Yeah, the statue of him shows up, and it's like he's already like changed the timeline almost. And the thing though about it is that we don't know if they changed the timeline or if he was pushed into a different reality.
Those branches, they were doing all that shit, like those branches were going insane. So like it basically created chaos. I would imagine the next season is going to be all about trying to get everything back in alignment.
Yeah, which is kind of dope, because basically what it's gonna have to happen is there's gonna have to be that whole multiverse war, which is kind of like the Secret War storyline almost, because it's like Marvel fighting Marvel, like the Marvel superheroes fighting other Marvel superheroes from different timelines and universes.
I wonder if they're gonna pull in. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I wonder if they're gonna pull in any of the Marvel superheroes, or they're just gonna make this a Loki thing, and he's just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I hope they do, just to make it like kind of like make it fun, but who knows? They could just keep it self-contained, because all of this is happening without the knowing of any of the other characters.
Right.
So they can keep it self-contained, but it'd be fun to like bring in other characters into it. I think that would be like it'll make for a good show, or a good episode at least.
Yeah, I mean, they set it up like, yeah. There's a million different ways they can go this next season. Like they left it open enough to where it's like whatever they decide to do. And the thing is with Marvel, and you like kind of just trust that they're gonna like do something good. It's gonna, you know what I mean? Like you don't like worry with like DC, because DC just keeps doing horrible stuff with Marvel. You're just kind of like, yeah, they've got good people steering the ship, and it's whatever they're gonna do. It's probably
and the crazy thing is that it's all connected from the first movie, dude. First movie to the show to the show now, and then to the next movie, because like with all these multiverses like spreading from the arm that they show in the at the end of the episode, it explains why we're gonna have Spider-Man multiverse now, because it's been already like leaked that in the next Spider-Man movie there's going to be the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield meeting with this Spider-Man, so like now you understand why that's happening. You also understand why the next Doctor Strange is going to be, because it's supposed to be like the multiverse of madness or something. So Doctor Strange is going to somehow help with bringing it all back together. And then and it gives them a good way out to explain bringing in mutants, because now they don't have to explain it. They're like, multiverse bitches, mutants, they've been there in that multiverse over there.
Right. You could just be like, oh well, they were in this thing or that thing. Like, just slide them in. Hey, you said something about the villain being a Fantastic Four. Is Fantastic Four, that's another one that's owned by Sony, huh?
No, it's owned. It was owned by Fox, but now Disney has them. So they have them now. But this is also a perfect way to reintroduce the Fantastic Four. They
got to do something, because the both ones were, I don't know, I thought they were all trash. Like the ones with Jessica Alba were trash, and the ones the last one they tried to do. They tried to make it like super serious and dark. That was trash. Like they need to let like Disney, Marvel work their magic on it.
Oh, they're going to, man. Like
X-Men too.
they have their hands on it now, and I believe that they're gonna do it just fine. And the thing is, they've already started sprinkling the seeds and stuff, because they've already now let Deadpool do a commercial with Korg from Thor. So he's already like intertwining. That's a mutant messing around with MCU characters. So like they're already planting the seed. Like, oh, we're gonna start bringing out the X-Men. We're gonna start bringing out Fantastic Four.
They need to reboot the X-Men and freaking like Wolverine and all of them and redo that franchise. I didn't like.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I did not like those 3 X-Men movies from Fox.
The only one that was good out of all that was Days of Future Past. That was the only good one.
The other ones after the original 3.
No.
Okay. Days of Future Past and like those ones, the alternate universe ones, those were cool. I'm talking about the first 3 X-Men though.
You didn't like I'd like part 2. Part 2 was actually pretty good, dude. I kind of fucked with part 2. It was pretty good. I don't know. I digged it.
I didn't like them. I think that Marvel, Disney Marvel can come in and fuck, dude. If they completely said, let's go from getting Cyclops.
I just want them to do I just want them to do the characters correctly, because Fox fucked them all up, dude.
You know who'd be a badass Wolverine? If I know I sound crazy, but if you could figure out how to get him like in shape and kind of ski, I fucking think Jack Black would be an awesome fucking Wolverine, bro. I'm serious. I think he could fucking be, because I think he could play it serious if you could get him like jacked up, like get him in shape, but you never can. He's like
I don't think he'd be able to get jacked.
He's like super. Wolverine in the comic books is super short. He's only like 5'2". He's a little dude.
Yeah.
I was like, if you could get him, but yeah, you never could. I don't know what actor you could use, or like who's like kind of. I want like the real Wolverine, like the short, fucking. I don't want the fucking model, fucking. What was his name? Jack, whatever the fucking. I want like
Hugh Jackman, bro.
Hugh Jackman, yeah. I want like a dude who's like really like a fucking scruffy little.
Now I don't think they're gonna go short, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna go scruffy, dude.
But don't get like fucking Chris Hemsworth type dude. Don't get some fucking supermodel.
But here's
Wolverine was supposed to be a pretty boy. He was a fucking.
But here's the thing though, Marvel, when they cast their like characters, I feel like they've been the company to do it the closest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Thor looks like what I thought Thor would look like. Even the Hulk, Bannister looks like Bannister. He's like a nerdy dude, and Captain America, like all the characters that they've done, is very similar to the characters that are in the comics almost. At least the closest. DC doesn't get near, their characters at all.
Ugh, DC. That's a whole other pile of turds. But yeah, no, I mean, it's the whole thing though. I think, because we got like way off topic, but I think
that's fine.
It all comes back to that, like Marvel's doing the right thing. Like Marvel's doing like the right, like they're going about everything the right way. They're building these universes. They're making things connect and make sense. And they're like because when everything's connected to something else, like in a bigger thing, it has more meaning to it. Like when there's a show, it's like, oh, it's this because and they kind of like will drop a little bit in another show, like, oh, remember that stuff that happened over here, and it goes, oh, when it's like that, it makes you more like connected to the whole thing. It feels like it means something.
Yeah, well, because like, and the thing is, like, you have the people who followed it from the beginning. And then because you followed it from the beginning, you care about the characters,
Right.
And so it weighs more. There's more weight to whatever happens to any of the characters that they have, Right. So like dude, geniuses over there at Marvel and Disney.
So what do they? So far in the series, it's been what, Loki, the Falcon one, and then the
WandaVision. Yeah, those are 3 shows. Yeah.
Yeah, Loki's the best one. But I really like WandaVision too. I must have liked it a lot more than you did. I thought they did a hell of a job on WandaVision.
But I guess the thing is because I did like it in the beginning, like I was getting into it and stuff like that. And I guess when they broke the whole reveal of like, oh, none of this was real, you
Oh, and
know,
she was like going
it
Looney Tunes, yeah.
like because I really thought they were bringing in the Quicksilver from X-Men, you know, and stuff like that. And I thought the main villain was gonna be something totally different, you know. So it made me like not like it as much because it was like it was a flip, but a flip to like a flat taste to me. I don't know.
I kind of get what you're saying. I can see how that could happen.
But here's the thing though. Loki connects to WandaVision because if you saw the ending of WandaVision, she hears her kids screaming out for help, right? That could be, and I'm just doing speculations now. That could be from Loki because when they split all the realities and like there's new multiverses being created, one of those multiverses could have Wanda's kids alive for reals in that, in that universe, and they're the ones that are yelling out for help, and that's who she hears. And so like now the shows connect. At least I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff now.
I mean, maybe, dude, but shit, that's
The thing is, dude, when you make stuff this good, I just start making up things and speculating stuff, because it's fun to do it with something that
it actually makes
good.
you actually kind of care and want to do like, oh, like what if this and that. And I think that's a big thing too with the Marvel universe is they just got a lot more meat on that bone to gnaw on. They're just because there's just so many more characters. Like DC is almost a victim of their character because they've got the big two, the two biggest characters of all comic book.
That they just beaten down to death though.
But that's all they've got because nobody gives two rats dicks about Aquaman. People barely care about Wonder Woman. Nobody gives a fuck about the Blue Beetle or Booster Gold or like they're
no man.
No, they don't, bro.
They don't give them a chance.
Yeah, but
there is characters in DC that if they just give them a chance, people would love them, bro.
I don't think they resonate. Like, dude, think about Marvel, dude. It's okay. They don't have the big two, so Marvel's like, okay, we don't have the two gods of comic book, but they're like, we've got the X-Men, we've got the mutants, we got fucking Deadpool, we got it's ridiculous how much they got. We got Spider-Man, we've got Hulk, we've got Captain America, we got Iron Man. It's like you start counting like the actual amount of stuff. You're like, oh my god, you may not have the big two, but you've got everything else. And there's just so much more. There's just so much more.
But DC kind of has that, but they're not capitalizing on it, dude.
But who would you say? Okay,
look, the Teen Titans is a big thing, is a big deal, but they keep on sticking them in TV shows.
They're putting it on TNT or something now.
Yeah, which is stupid. Give them a freaking movie, bro.
Right.
Teen Titans.
Remember they were on that thing. They were on that pay service, that DC pay service, and now they're moving it to cable.
Yeah, but that show was trash, bro. Well, no, it was getting better towards the end, but it's that the show's in limbo almost. Like I don't know if it's coming back or what. I don't know, man.
There's a but who, like, I mean, like, who would you say? But okay, Teen Titans, but who else? Like, I don't know.
I love the Flash. I wish they would give the Flash a freaking movie already, or do a good Flash movie. They teased it. They just never brought it into reality yet. So I don't. And it's supposed to be in the works, but I don't know if they're filming it. I don't know if it's been filmed, or I don't know what's going on over there.
And it's weird. Like they're so weird about like their about their IPs and stuff. They're just, I don't know, man. And DC's doing some weird shit. But
and then if they want to even go even like more deep with to characters that has like cult followings, that if they made a movie, it would make big money because they have such a cult following that anyone who's been into it would spend money on it. Is their is their dark series, which is like Swamp Thing, the Magician Girl, I forget her name, and um um they already did a movie on him, the
Constantine.
Constantine, because they're like they form a dark group.
Right. Isn't Batman part of that group too or something?
Kind of once in a while, not all the time though.
What was I gonna say? Man, whatever. I feel like it always just boils down to us shitting on DC a little bit. But it's like with love, because you want them to, you're like, God, just like
do something good.
But yeah, Loki, man, yeah, no, Loki was great.
It blew me out of the water, bro. I didn't think,
really
I was scared because the first two shows were like whatever. I was like, oh, are they gonna take Loki and just do like another whatever show? And then I started watching it, and I was like, the show barely has any kind of like real action, but like the dialogue and everything was just like bringing me in, dude. And it's just like, just the story itself was just like, it was good. It was so good. I don't know. I loved it.
No, they did a great job. The set pieces, the special effects were great. The acting was really good. The characters were good. The plot was good. It's just another fucking well-made, thing from Marvel. Like, they just know how to polish, man. They just know how to polish it, but not to the point to where you're like, this is too, you know what I mean? Where it could be too.
Yeah.
Word I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like they just like fucking know how to, like, they just know what they're dealing with, and they know how to handle it. And I don't know. Yeah, it's Loki's great. All the stuff they've done so far, like the only one, the Falcon one, like the little bit at the end where they were just getting a little too preachy, where I was like, okay, I get it. We're all the devil, like, fucking, we're all racist, horrible people. Like, okay, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, I don't need like a lecture from a superhero. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And
like a superhero movie. And shut the
and that's why I thought that show was kind of middle of the line good. It was because like I felt like they were trying too hard to push it.
Social justice warriors, dude.
Yeah, trying too hard to push an agenda.
Oh, dude, it was ridiculous. It was too much. It was like, I'm like,
they should have just stuck to the storyline. I mean, they could have sprinkled that stuff in like lightly, and it would have done so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, like at the end, it was so heavy-handed. At the end, it was like insulting. I'm like, don't insult my intelligence, dude. Like, I get it. We're all the white devil, fucking. Sorry that fucking my ancestor 200 years ago might or might not have had a slave, which probably didn't, because we're always poor as fuck. So I doubt we owned anybody. If anything, fucking people probably owned us at some point. I'm just like, I don't want to be preached to. Like, don't do that. Like, that really disappointed me. I was like, Marvel, no, because that's it. And I felt like that was probably Disney coming over and go, oh, we're gonna show the world. It's virtue signaling. It was them virtue signaling to the world, and it was like, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Just make the show, man. Just put tweets on the side. Go out in the community and do things for the community to show that you give a shit about people, but don't sit there and like have your character go on a 15-minute fucking thing about how, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't know. That hurt me a lot. Whatever. But
it could have done with a lot less of it. Because the thing is, like, they got to realize that, like, we're watching these shows to escape reality. We're not trying to watch it to like see more of the reality, because otherwise I could just go watch Fox News or CNN or whatever. You know?
That's what it felt like, dude.
We're watching this Marvel TV show to escape what's actually really happening here. Okay, like, I want more superhero stuff, more fantasy stuff, like less of this real world shit.
Right. And then, like, it was like whatever. And WandaVision I thought was excellent. And that, like, for the most part, the Falcon was really good. And so they've got 3 series, and I forgot how many. There's a bunch more on the docket.
Oh, dude, there's more than I actually thought there was. Right. When I actually saw the list, I was like, God damn, that's a lot of freaking TV shows. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of them sound very, very interesting. Although some of them are not coming out on Disney Plus. Some of them are coming out in different places, and I forget like because like there's like Hulu and stuff like that, and I don't know, but we're just gonna have to wait and see like what's actually gonna come out. And right now, the only one that's guaranteed a sequel or a second season is Loki, which is
Yeah, I don't know
crazy.
if that WandaVision was even. I don't think they even had a.
No, the first two shows are only one-offs, and then this is the first one that's gonna have a season 2. So I'm thinking they're gonna have a bigger story that's gonna connect to a bigger movie,
I
somehow on
wonder if
season
they
2.
had this with the second season in mind from the beginning, or if they just were like, "Oh, people really like into
I
this."
feel like everything over there is calculated with Kevin
Yeah, I
Feige.
kind of like that too.
So I think it has a meaning, and they were already planning to do a season 2. Like this first one is gonna set up the next 3 movies, and then season 2, I feel like it's gonna set up like the major push of like Avengers stuff. I probably because I mean it has to, right?
You would think. I don't know
Because
what's the next Avengers gonna look like because they're gonna keep them going.
well, that's the thing. We're not gonna know for the next 2-3 years because the next 3 movies is gonna be Doctor Strange. Oh wait, no, Spider-Man, Eternals, which has nothing to do with Avengers.
They just did Black Widow.
And then they're gonna do Shang-Chi is next up. Next to come out, which I don't know if it's connected to Avengers in any ways, but we'll find out. And then Doctor Strange after Spider-Man.
Hey, bro, this is how rich and deep the Marvel. So we've been talking about everybody.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. Bro, that's it. Dude, like that universe is so rich with content that's like mineable. Like it doesn't even like when is the good Daredevil gonna come in? Like not the shitty Ben Affleck version. Like when's the good Marvel Daredevil? The good oh my god, could you imagine a Punisher and a fucking Deadpool somehow mashup? Oh my god, bro.
Well, see, dude, like, too bad that they came out and said that the Netflix stuff doesn't has nothing to do with the MCU. Yeah, it's not part of this universe. Because I really love the Daredevil from Netflix, and I also really love the Punisher from Netflix, dude. The Netflix Punisher was the best Punisher I've seen out of all the creations.
Without a doubt, bro. It was so good. Oh my god.
But I mean, like, depending if they're gonna bring back the same actors or the same characters or whatever, I'm pretty sure Marvel's gonna do a good job of doing whatever with them. I hear rumors that Daredevil might show up in Spider-Man. So
well, because they're all kind of in that New York, like the Luke Cage and all them Daredevil, they're all in the Hell's Kitchen area.
Yep.
But they're all in New York. That's what I loved about Marvel is like Stan Lee. He just loved it. Like all the superheroes are just in New York. In that universe, dude, it was just like it was almost like they were kind of parodying that in Invincible, where it was just superheroes all the time and everything was just getting destroyed all the time. Well, that's how it would be like in the Marvel universe because like everybody was based out of New York and they're always fighting in New York.
They had to even make a special edition comic book because they're like, hey, we're excluding the West Coast, and then they like, all right, we'll make Avengers West Coast.
We'll blow up LA, I guess. What I loved about Loki too was stylistically the way they like the TVA and like just like they did a really good job kind of with like the style of the look and the feel and like this like I don't know, they just did it really. That was like from top to bottom. I love the way that the show looked. That was cool. That last episode, I loved all those like different Lokis.
Oh yeah, dude. Episode 5 was fucking dope. I mean, and I love that because like they tried to flip it on us saying, oh, we kill Loki, but everyone knows like you can't kill Loki in a Loki show. So like they're like, yeah, but wait, watch what happens. He wakes up and now there's all the different Lokis. I'm like, bro, these guys are just brilliant.
It was cool. The old man Loki, like that guy, that one was dope. He looked the closest to the comic book.
Yeah.
The only Loki I've ever seen that actually looked like the comic book.
Old school Loki. And that's what I love about Marvel too. It might not be the main character that looks like the original comic book like version, but they always give you that fan service of showing you that original costume somewhere.
Right.
You know,
and they also let you know like how ridiculous it translates into the real world.
They did it with Captain America. They did it with Loki. I know they did it in a few different areas too. I forget, dude. But yeah, they always give you that original look somewhere.
Right. And they'll be like, this is what it looks like. But you don't really want this. You think you do, but it looks stupid. We're going to show you a real life version of this. And then, you'll go, oh, yeah, oh, nostalgia. But that doesn't look like shit. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't translate. Like, they try to translate, like, Batman. Like, it just, like, that's why they went to black with Michael Keaton. Like, they went all black and stuff. And then they kind of went back closer to the original Batman with the Ben Affleck costume, but even then, there were some big differences. It wasn't exactly because it just doesn't work. Like the X-Men in their yellow and blue outfits, like it looks cool in comic book. It looks cool animated, but when you bring it into the real life, it just looks fucking ridiculous.
It is true. It is true.
But though, yeah, dude, Loki kicked it. I'm just looking forward to all the next stuff they're gonna. I'm looking more forward to all the different TV shows they're gonna do, the series, and I'm kind of almost not even that interested in the movies right now because the TV shows are so good.
Well, I'll tell you this because this is my look on it is I'm excited to see anything next because of what Loki did, and that's like a showing of how good the show Loki is because it got me hyped for anything else coming from Marvel after this show, because like the way they set it up at the end of this episode is that anything is possible now. We made it so they made it so like they could say we could do anything now. So now just wait for the next thing and see what we do with it, and I'm over here like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do with it? I'm psyched and hyped on like what's next. Like, what are they gonna do with this? Because they've made the whole multiverse now. Because like in the beginning, we thought there was a multiverse, but there wasn't. There's been a straight timeline universe, and now they made it to where like there's all these different universes, and like, yeah, they basically just do anything now, and I just want to see what they do with it, and and that shows how good the show is because like I'm hyped for anything now.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Black Widow?
Not yet, dude. I was trying to find time sometime this week to watch it, but I couldn't find time to do it.
Sell the angry steeds.
But I'm planning. I'm hoping to find time to watch it tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to watch it tomorrow. So because I wanted to do a review on that today as well, but I was just like, fuck, I didn't have time to watch it.
I haven't seen it either. But according to my 12-year-old's friend, he said it was what did he say? Some whatever hipster little kid thing they say now.
It was Gucci lit.
So apparently it's good. But so in her character's gone. This movie is just like a prequel thing.
Yeah, she dead. But this like, yeah, the movie's supposed to have happened before the last two movies. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I need to see that. I'm curious what the next Avengers is gonna look like. I mean, because Hulk's still around.
Yep. The only one missing is Black Widow and Captain America, because Captain America went back into time.
Stark's dead.
And Tony Stark is dead. Yeah.
And Thor took off to space.
Supposedly, but we're gonna find out because the new Thor comes out before any Avenger movie.
Dude, I'm looking forward to the next Guardians movie.
Oh, dude.
Those Guardians movies. Oh yeah, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. By the way, who the fuck are they? Like, dude, I remember like when we were at the drive-in in San Luis Obispo, and I went to the snack bar or whatever, and there was a poster for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I go, "What the fuck is that?" I go, "Is that a tree?" I go, "What the fuck is this stupid movie with a raccoon in a tree and the fat guy from fucking Parks and Rec?" And then we went and saw it. And I was like, oh my God. It was like those two Guardians movies, they fucking stand toe to toe with anything in the Marvel. As a matter of fact, I don't know for sure, but those two might be the two best. If you take them standalone and you don't like, I think they might be the two best movies in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. Dude.
I don't know. I don't know if it could be that high, but they're up there. They're up there.
Bro, they're to me, they stand alone. They stand almost like at least toe to toe with everything else that happened in that cinematic universe. And I'd never even fucking heard of them, dude. That's how deep the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe is.
Dude, you and a lot of other people, dude, because a lot of people didn't know who the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy was.
I grew up with comic books. I never even heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
When the movie first came out, that was basically the introduction of Guardians of the Galaxy to almost like everybody. You had to be like a super comic nerd to even.
You knew about him, right?
No, okay, here's the thing. I didn't know any of the. I didn't know any of the story, but I did know who they were. But I've never read any of their comics.
I didn't even know the name. That's for me, because for me it was like a complete blindside. You know what it was? I likened it to when The Matrix came out, because like I had no idea what that movie was about, because they kept it real hush hush and they wanted people to get their minds blown. So when I walked in that Matrix movie, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I think it's back to normal.
Bro, I don't know what's going on with my internet right now, dude.
Well, let's end this before anything more happens, I guess.
I don't know. That's weird, because my kids are like, I hope it's not my motherboard fucking.
Oh no.
The Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? Yeah, because the Wi-Fi is built into it. I hope that's not like some. I don't know, dude. Sometimes just weird shit happens, you know? Like weird.
Yeah, dude. What are you gonna do, man? But yeah, well, let's end this by giving our rating, I guess. I'm giving Loki a straight up 10 out of 10 for right now. It's only the first season, but I'm giving the show a 10 out of 10 for what it's doing.
Yeah, I agree, dude. That's about as good as it gets. I don't know how it gets any better, really. You know what I mean? It's
But yep, with that said, guys, thank you guys all for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Please remember. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all on the next episode. Boom.
Bye.
I had to do that before like something else freezes, dude. That was just crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's so weird. I don't know. I hope it's just some